I suppose I think of lemons a bit like the salt of the fruit world, because you use them without thinking, and yet what they do is utterly transformational. This sensational lemon salsa provides instant zing alongside flash-grilled sardines. Peel and cut a couple of lemons into chunks. Add the juice of another lemon along with a handful of chopped red onion, parsley and mint, and anoint with some extra virgin olive oil. Finally, just griddle the sardines and you have a quick, easy, uplifting summer lunch. Another great favourite of mine is this lemony prawn salad. Blitz a lemon, garlic, spring onion and olive oil. Pour this over some crunchy cos lettuce and plump pink prawns and top with fresh chopped chives. Worryingly compulsive eating and reassuringly easy cooking. And you must try my summer take on a regular Sunday roast. Cold slices of velvety rare beef with this spiky lemon salad. Peel and finely slice a lemon and leave to steep with chopped chilli, parsley, salt and olive oil. Tip this onto some salad leaves, shave over parmesan and mix together. The deep sourness of the lemon somehow makes the beef taste both sweeter and more intensely savoury at the same time. Okay, ready to barbie? Now, these fish fillets will take hardly any time to cook. I'm going to put some foil on the barbecue because otherwise I find the fish just sticks to the wires and I don't want to mar the beauteousness of my fillets. Slap them down. And as quick as these are, I mean the shredded salad is even quicker. I mean, one, because of course there's no cooking, and two, because I've already chopped everything up. First, carrot, some spring onions, lovely. Hot red chili pepper, although not as hot as it could be because I've taken the seeds out, so you get the heat but intense sweetness. And some green pawpaw, which looks a bit like cucumber but is much crunchier and nuttier. And now some really lovely pink raw peanuts, lovely and sweet. And really earthy, pungent coriander. So these just need to be roughly chopped. Okay, so just gonna add these and then attempt in my rather alarmingly clumsy way to turn over the fish. Be patient with me. It's just very difficult not to tear this lovely skin. Here goes again. You don't need to use red mullet, beautiful though these are, as you can see. Salmon fillets are fabulous too, a lovely coral. But chicken, anything you want, I mean, please. Okay, now we've got all that lovely crunchy sweetness. So we need a bit of sharpness to offset that. Lime, very sour. Just one, but squeeze out well. Some fish sauce, and it's this sharp note which makes the whole thing so refreshing and, if I may say so, very unfishily inviting. A bit of sugar to melt into the sourness of the fish sauce and lime. You need that, balances everything, in life, in food. Stir. Well, we're done. Now I'm going to fight with my inner clumsy self and outer, I have to say, and get these lovely pink babies off the grill. And just strew with those lovely crunchy shards. Glass of cold beer and this fish. As improbable as it sounds, this combination of watermelon and feta does work incredibly well, somehow both savoury and refreshing at the same time. Obviously the watermelon and the feta are the chief ingredients, but before you start with them, you need to slice a red onion, cut it into really fine half moons and steep it in the juice of about 2 limes. And you will see, look how incredibly beautiful, I mean luminescently pink, really lit up. And it's not just the beauty, although that's no small consideration, but also it takes out all that kind of acrid burn you can get from raw onion, so you can eat this and your friends will like you afterwards. Okay, a little light chopping. It's nice to chop things fairly roughly for this salad. This piece weighs about 1.5 kilos. I'm just going to cut it away from its skin. And I want quite large chunks, but small enough to get into your mouth at one time, but then my mouth can accommodate. Roughly triangular shapes if you can, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. And then you really can just mix everything up as it comes into the bowl you're going to eat the salad out of. Ah, so beautiful. And against this lovely juicy pink graininess, some incredibly salty, dense feta. I mean, the contrast works on every level. I can't take that much credit for this combination because it really is the Middle Eastern variant of a Greek salad. And it makes sense because when it's very hot, what you need is food that is sweet, salty and full of liquid. We'll just tumble this on top. Ah, fabulous. And then some black olives, pitted, about 100 grams here. Beautiful. And now my glowingly puce red onions. I know it looks like there is much too much onion there, but you must remember that the lime juice makes the onion so mild and sweet. It doesn't taste like that. And you need the juice. Can you see how pink it's gone because of the onions? And you do need the lime juice. It's part of the dressing for the salad. Bit of oil. Not much. This is a lovely, lovely, light, refreshing salad. And all that remains, some really roughly torn off parsley. I like this to be eaten really like a salad leaf, not as a sort of herby garnish. And some roughly chopped mint. And just toss all this together and it is just easier to use your hands. Feels rather lovely. Well, I'm done and just desperate to dive in. Please try this, it's so incredible. A dinner of Zatar chicken with Fattoush salad, followed by grilled blistered figs with mascarpone and pistachios, is the easiest way I know of producing that laid-back summer feeling regardless of the season. And it's very low effort. Ordinary chicken portions, which I like quite small, dribbled with olive oil, ordinary olive oil, not extra virgin. The transformational agent is this Middle Eastern spice blend. It's called Zatar. It comprises thyme, sesame seeds and ground sumac, which is itself a blood red berry with a really sharp astringent tang. And it helps counter all that mellow woodsiness of the other spices. A thick coating. Make sure the pieces are really well covered with this bosky bark coloured mix, because you want the flavours really to infuse deeply, as well as creating a nubbly, crispy, burnished skin once they're roasted. So I'm going to leave the chicken to sit in its marinade rub for a while, and then it'll need about 40 minutes in a really hot oven, so that gives me plenty of time to get on with the salad later. All cultures have ways of using up stale bread. Fattoush is a Middle Eastern salad which has wonderful shards of pita bread in it. This one comes via Syria. Snip the pita lengthways so you can open up each bread and then split them so that you have 4 very thin pita ovals. I like a bit of scissor work too, makes me feel efficient. The chicken's really nearly out of the oven now, so it's wonderful and hot. I can just slide this on the tray beneath the chicken, it'll crisp up in no time, which is about how long it takes to assemble this salad. Juicy cubes of tomato, about 3 or 4 tomatoes, depending on the size. And a whole cucumber, cut up into rough triangles. I normally never bother to peel a cucumber, but there's something about that pure jade paleness here that I want. Although this is cool and refreshing, it has to have a bit of fire, even if it's only a mild bit. And for that, I want some spring onions. 3 or 4, depending on how fat they are. Just snip. There's no need to make this fattoush just to go with the oven bronze chicken there. I do, just simply because I've got into the habit. It's a kind of no-brainer when I've got people for dinner after work. I know I've got supper together. But if you wanted, this fattoush would be lovely as supper in itself, but in which case I might throw in some chunks of salty feta. Mint, which I am mad for. Great fat bunch of it, which along with the cucumber is so cool and refreshing. I want the mint chunky, rather more like a salad leaf than a bit of chopped herb. It suits me anyway, and this is a very rough and tumble salad, or it is the way I make it. Parsley as well. You need hardly chop the parsley. A few chops and we're in. And a bit of garlic. I just find it easier to mince it straight on top of the salad, but you can easily make up a dressing separately. I think the pita should be about brown by now. They are. Perfect. I have asbestos hands, but you may prefer to leave the pita before snipping it in. I like to have most of the pita in the salad now to absorb all those herbs and juices, but I like to leave 1 or 2 back just to snip over at the end for contrast and crunch. Just toss everything together. I love the clatter of the pita against the cucumber and tomatoes. The dressing I add straight into the bowl, and by dressing I mean the juice of a nice fat lemon. I want a lot of sourness here, and that's what helps make it so refreshing. And some olive oil. And as ever, a good crunchy smattering of salt.